All right, so I'm gonna wait for people to join in. It is currently 8:01. I'm gonna enter the topic, which is being intentional. Word for the week. Intentionality. Okay, so before people join, the funny thing is, I actually have a lot of for presents. People usually get me like um, coffee mugs and notebooks, so I have a lot of them. This is one. Okay, so this is one kind of comfortable to hold. And yeah, a friend gave this to me for my birthday. It's very nice. You can kind of hold it to your chest whenever there's something warm in it. It's a nice coffee to hold, and it holds a lot of water as well. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna wait for a few minutes and for people to join. And pardon me if you hear any background noise. These people are in the building doing stuff in life. Okay, I'm just gonna start. Okay, today's topic is intentionality. Being intentional is the fact of being deliberate or purposive. So that means that you are actively putting work into doing something. You're not just letting life fly by you. There's a quote by this influencer on Instagram called Life by Tosin or something like that. She's a medical doctor, and she posted this she posted this quote like that says something like this: are you like living life deliberately, or are you just letting life pass by you? Something like this, I'm paraphrasing. And that quote really hit me. I was just at points in my life where I was just like, I'm actually letting life just pass through me. I'm not being deliberate. And yeah, it shook some things for me. It made me make a decision that it still affects me today, but yeah, it made me change some things in my life so that I'm more deliberate in the things that I'm doing. So when I think of being intentional, I think of what I could be intentional in, what I could be more intentional in. And one of them is resting. I actually had a conversation with a group earlier today about resting and being intentionally resting, and how if you don't rest intentionally, that rest will catch up to you somehow unintentionally. So if you're preparing for a test and you don't sleep for days on end, that sleep debt, that tiredness will catch up to you in a moment that you don't want it to happen. So that's what happens in when you're unintentional about things. Things just happen randomly, but when you're intentionally, things happen purposefully. Things happen on time, and you're on the right path to progress and to meet your goals. So, if I think of a Bible character that was a person in the Bible that was intentional, I'll think of Ruth. Ruth was very intentional. She was intentional in following Naomi, even though Naomi told her not to come with her. She was intentional in pursuing Boaz as well, and under the command of Naomi. So there's a quote by John Maxwell. It says, "When you intentionally use your everyday life to bring about positive change in the lives of others, you begin to live a life that matters." I'll read that slower. When you intentionally use your everyday life to bring about positive change in the lives of others, you begin to live a life that matters. So, according to John Maxwell, a life that matters starts to take form when you start intentionally using your everyday life to bring positive change in the lives of others. So I want you to think about it. How are you influencing others, and how are you bringing positive change to the lives of others? Honestly, it could be something so simple, just like smiling to the person, smiling to someone that that you care about in some way, or that you just want to lift up their day. A smile can go a long way. It could be like giving money to someone randomly just because. Yeah, there are different ways to bring about positive change in the lives of others. It doesn't have to be something so grand and big. And yeah, I was on I was on an app last month, and the topic was the importance of being intentional. And someone mentioned that intentionality is what keeps you in the driver's seat of your life. If you're not intentional, you're allowing something else to take that driver's seat and drive your life however it wants to drive it. But when you're intentional, you're in the driver's seat of your life. You set your own goals, you set your own plans, and you set where you want to achieve it. And by God's grace, you achieve those goals and you achieve those plans. So while you're soaking what intentionality means, I would like to introduce the concept of rest. So every driver needs a pit stop to refuel. Even cars need to be serviced. If we keep on being intentional about everything but rest, something else would take that driver's seat. We won't be able to determine how the rest of our lives would play out. We can't just be working and working and working all the time. That would that would cause burnout, honestly. You have to take time to rest and be intentional about it. So my takeaway for today is be intentional, but don't forget about rest. If you have any additions, any subtractions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and we can have a conversation. I don't want it to be just me talking. I want to hear from you as well. All right. This is Word for the Week, and I'm out.